Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What's up, y'all? So it's been a good little minute since I gave you a video, so I'm going to show you how I got in that mess in the beginning. It may have looked good, but it was not what we were going for. So I took this pink ombre wig and I dyed it with paprika and Cajun spice. I did the water dye method because I already started off on pretty light hair. It was 613 and then I turned it pink. So then we get this color, and I was just showing you guys the transition. I did go ahead and do all of it that orange color. I wanted something a little darker for fall, but it came out a little brighter. It was my first time working with orange, so it was pretty cool. If you can't already tell, this wig is used, so you can see a lot of that bald lace because it was previously worn, and you know, over time it's going to come off. Later on in the video, I do end up cutting the lace a little bit shorter, and you can see some of the spots right here. But I am able to hide them when I style it, and that was the point. Like, this is going to be a wig series, and I'm just showing you guys how to fix what you have, and then if you can get something new, then I'm showing you how to style, you know, your new things, rather than, you know, spending a bunch of money. It's just the option that I choose to do. It works for me. I know how to make things look to my liking, so that's what we're doing today. So right about here, I'm just flat ironing the hair. The point was to get that wavy curl look, and from the videos that I had already watched, you want to go ahead and flat iron all of your hair. I was just doing a quick run through, so I'm not trying to get it super bone straight because the point was to go in with curls. I did hand weft this wig in some places and then machine so I had to do some track maintenance, and that's what I'm doing right here. I'm being lazy and not using blonde thread because who's going to see it? So that's the elastic band I have on this wig, and you guys saw the sew pattern, so you see that it has some machine and it has some hand wefting going on. So right here I start my layers, and baby, these layers gave me the business. I mean, I really didn't have no idea what I was going to do. I kind of just think about how it should go in my head and try it out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I saw myself doing the layers as thinning, and I was like, wait, that's not what I'm going for, so I need to cut some actual hair. So after I thinned it out and I realized, okay, this is not what I'm supposed to do, I went in and did the correct method, which is kind of just cutting some off. One of the biggest lessons I did learn is do not blunt cut, because you're going to have to go in and point cut, which is cutting the ends of those hairs and fixing it. So you're looking at these curls right now, and I want y'all to know, y'all are not going to see the outcome. Please don't expect to see the outcome of what happened and how they kind of look semi-nice right here, because we went a whole nother direction. But right here, I'm using the Renew Trend Slick Stick, and I am just going to work on the hairline right here. So that's why I use a hot comb and the slick stick, so that you can see like what I'm using is just going to lay the hair down pretty flat and get it to the liking that I want, which is to have that little like lift. All right, and this right here is satisfaction to me. Like, that's the perfect lift. So then I move it into baby hairs. Y'all can laugh if you want to laugh. I am terrible when it comes to baby hairs, and the baby hairs you're about to see are not the ones that are featured in the final product. I mean, they are as far as what I'm cutting off. I did go back and cut just a little bit more on that thicker side, but overall they're like the same cut. They're just not the same styling. I'm going in with my olive oil mousse. I'm thinking I'm giving it to y'all, and it's very hard for me to style them on a mannequin because I don't take in consideration my forehead space, so a lot of times they're too long, but then when I cut them too short, then I don't like them. It's still a work in progress, but the final product looked a lot better than this, so you don't have to clutch your pearls. I did get it a little bit better than what it's looking like here, but I just wanted to show you guys what I currently do. Sometimes I will do mousse, and sometimes I do got to be gel. Neither of them work out for me. Sometimes I try to mix them. I'm just not the baby hair queen, not right now, but they lift though. So this is when I realized we got to go back in. Like I told y'all were not going to see those curls because they had fell. I had combed them. And they fell, and then I went back and tried to put back in, and they just weren't there. And the picture coming up is the inspiration. This is what we were going for. If you notice, this work is by Little Bit Collections, and I was trying to get as close as possible to that look. I'm not a hairstylist, so I knew it wasn't going to be exact, but I had faith. And yeah, I have to understand that that's just not, you know, faith without works is dead. I wasn't giving the work. I was being very lazy. I need to watch a couple of tutorials. But this is why this is a wig series, because you guys are seeing me learn what I need to do to get better. So, you know, I'm going to revisit this style somewhere maybe near the end, and I'll come back with better results. I'll probably try with some new hair that may turn out better, but don't give up on me. All right, so focus our attention back on the task. Right here, I'm just giving it some bigger curls. Like, I combed out those smaller curls I did with the same exact flat iron, and I'm going in and doing bigger sections, because the more and more I looked at the picture, I was like, okay, I'm having too many curls in my head. That's probably why it's not turning out right. Basically getting closer to the solution, because the layers and the type of curl you use are definitely going to make a big difference. I noticed that I'm probably going to have to use a smaller barrel after doing all this. So this is how all of those like recurling came out when I did the bigger curls, and it kind of taught me how to do my hair like this in the future, because I want this look too, but it wasn't what I wanted for the time, so this had to go too. All right, so speaking of a smaller barrel, I went into my bin of hot tools and I went ahead and pulled out this one. It's not bad at all. I think if I had to redo it, or when I decide to redo it, I would go in with a wand curler, just because I know that it's going to be a little bit smaller depending on like what I decide to use. But my overall wand curl that I prefer is a little bit smaller than this, so I can really get into those creases when it's time to create the waves of the hair, because that's the most important part. The curler has to be this nice medium size if you want to get those medium curls. But this is our end result right here. As you can see, some of the hair is a little bit straight. We have a little bit of you know, hair sticking out or whatever. It's imperfect, but it's still cute, and the layers is doing what it needed to do. So overall, I give this a 7 out of 10. And y'all get extra points if y'all can tell what I'm singing right here. All right, so thank y'all for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe, and keep looking out for the next video in the wig series.